Yeah.
Where do you want to start? Let's go.
Yeah, I can start it.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready. Ready?
Okay. All right, everybody. Welcome to 21st Lane. I got Dr. Charles here. Legend. SGV legend.
Yo, what up, everybody?
worldwide
SGV
legend.
life. Yes. Even though I don't live in the SGV, but
That's right. You're still.
I can't afford it right now.
What? So, how's it been? Been a long time.
I've been good. Just right now, just working, surviving, just living the dream, man. Just working on Hondas. That's what I like doing.
Yeah. It's been a long time to get you here.
Yes, it's been a minute. I thank you for your patience. You called me. He's called me a lot. He's called me, and yeah, like someday I'll do it. And I'm finally here. I have the nerve to do it now. So let's do it. Let it roll.
I didn't give up.
I know you didn't. You didn't, and you were cool with it. It was awesome.
Fine, yeah.
But yeah, it was time. But so what up, bro? Let me shake your hand right now. Nice to see you, sir.
Yeah, for sure. So we met and went about 80.
Has you like 87?
Maybe around there.
It's 87, 88. Yeah, you guys were you and my cousin Eric Mendez. You guys were like the cool guys.
Was that Eric with his truck, his Sentra?
Yeah. Before I don't know if he had the truck first. And it was a custom old Toyota truck with 4x4 fenders, long bed, slammed to the ground.
I think Sentra was first, though.
Yeah, a Sentra? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Sentra, it had a fitted poly wheels, had a Phantom top.
Yeah.
I remember the car well, 4-door. Dude, that thing that was pimp back in the days.
Yeah, that was it.
That was the days.
That was it, all red. And then you got the truck.
Yeah, the truck was badass. I jocked it because it was slammed. But you guys were cool, man. I just got the bum rides off you guys all the time. That's what it was. I got to hang out in the back of the truck when it was legal back then. And yeah, we drove everywhere. It was cool. And then you had your cool ass Scirocco and your street bikes. And yeah, I jocked you guys.
My Scirocco was fun.
Yeah, it was badass. It was always in front of your house. I remember on Laura Zusa working on it or doing something to it.
I think I missed my van the most, though.
I don't remember your van.
Yeah, I had a Volkswagen.
Unless it was there.
Yeah, my Volkswagen van was right next to it.
Oh.
That was my best thing.
That's cool.
But whatever. We live and we learn.
Yeah. Well, that's how I started. I mean, I started with, when I was little, I started with mini bikes. Mm-hmm. Like I used to mow lawns, just to mow lawns. And then someone had an old mini bike in a bush. And then from there, someone's like, hey, you want this? Like, cool. So I walked to the lawnmower shop and I asked them, hey, how do I make this work? And they go, oh, you need a centrifugal clutch, you need a tire. And they wrote down all the prices. So from that day forward, every day, mowing lawns on the weekends, everything, whatever I could do. And then when I got a couple bucks, go over there and fix it. And then from there, I just started liking working on motors. It was pretty cool.
Do you get mad because the new mini bike kids ride around, the cops don't bug them?
No, because that was me. Oh. Back then, it was nothing.
But they pulled us over all the time.
It was, we're going way back now. When I had the mini bikes, it was like probably 79. No, I was like 80. I was 10, 11.
It had to be 80. Had to be 84. Still had to be 84. Because when I moved to San Gabriel from LA, it was 84.
Yeah, because when I had it, dude, I used to go right down the streets. We'd go in the wash because from doing them, someone saw me have one, and they're like, "Hey, you want one?" So I got another one, and then someone had a go-kart, so I had a bunch of stuff. So every Saturday morning, my friends would come over. Like people, if you can ask my mom, every day at my house was like an adventure. People are always coming over because we're doing something. There's always working on the mini bikes or going somewhere on them, or we had bikes, and then it was my mom. She has stories she could tell you. It's endless.
My mom was the same. She had we were all there at the house.
Yeah, she'd come around the corner because we lived on a cul-de-sac, and she's like, she'd get this migraine in her head, like, oh, what am I gonna find? Like, oh my god, it's like crazy. But it was great. So from there. Yeah, I started doing that, and then I got into now going into high school. I started getting into skating, and then built a half pipe in my backyard, and people started coming over, and then it was funny. So we started building a half pipe, ran out of wood, and then went to sleep. And the next day, my dad's waking me up, like, get up, whatever. And I was like, what? And he's like, where were you? I was like, I was here. So go in the backyard, and all my friends went from neighborhoods and grabbed all the wood from construction sites and threw it all in the backyard, dude. And there's like big 4x6s and weird pieces that wouldn't even work, but they took it all wherever they can get it. So my dad was just like, well, call your friends, have them come over, and let's finish this thing. So I had did that. Same thing, crowds of people at the house all the time, and then got over that. Then next thing was just started getting into cars, and my first car was like a Baja Bug. Yeah. Because Kenny...
I didn't know you were a skater.
Oh, yeah, dude. From 84 to like 88, yeah, 84 to 88.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, I had the cleanest half pipe, dude. Like first one ever that was had perfect transition. It had like a foot and a half. It was clean. It was clean. Like I was even scared dropping in. It took me a while to learn because all my other friends were good at it, and I was still learning, But yeah, there was a lot of people that came over that were like pros. They're getting air, and I was just sitting there like, I don't even want to skate. I just want to watch these people. Just like, wow.
If I'd have known that, I would have did my bicycle on your half.
Oh yeah, no one rode their. I think one dude rode their bike, whatever. I mean, I don't know if you knew him, Robbie Boyer. He lived around the corner from me. But,
yeah, back then I used to ride. Before I used to bicycle on my half pipes.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you would have came, you would have, because we had our doughboy pool and people used to skate and then launch into the pool. So yeah, you'd have been there. Yeah. You probably would have put a hole in the pool then with that bike, but whatever. Yeah, my mom would be like, not the first time. So.
All right. So after skating.
So after that, then like I said. The neighbor across the street, it was his older brother, Biggie. He had a Baja bug and I loved it. So that was my first car. Not that one, but I got one for my dad. And I fixed it up and put dual carbs on it. Started looking how to build it since I kind of liked tinkering with motors. And my dad was an electrician and he wanted me to be an electrician. And I think nowadays who knows, if I was an electrician, I'd been retired now with a pension and I'd be sitting pretty and in some country, who knows, or an island. But no, I wanted to get into cars.
But would you be happy?
And it's cool. I mean, it's pretty amazing how far I got, what I'm doing now. But yeah, so I did that. Started working on the bug and then got rid of that. And then I wanted to make more power. So I bought my first bug was second bug was a 67 Volkswagen Bug. And then my friend Robert, his name's Robert House. He lives down the street from me. And he had a dope bug. He had an oval window bug with a 2180. Like it was pretty sick, And that was my first motor I got because he was selling his car. So I bought that motor from him. And then from that point, I started learning it because it was a built motor. And I was like, okay, like, how does this work? How does it work? So then I pulled the motor out. Well, he took it out and gave it to me and I put it in my bug. And then, it was pretty awesome. So I pulled the motor back out and I bring it inside the house and I'm working on it in my room. And my mom comes home and she's like, what the fuck? Like, why does it smell like gas in the house? And she goes in my room and I have a Volkswagen motor taken apart in the room. And she's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And I was like, Mom, I know because the garage is her garage. So you can't, that's when she pulls home, the garage door's open and she pulls her car in, and that's it, because remember, there's people always at my house. So you got to keep that space open. So then she started tripping out and I go, well, Mom, I can't work in the garage. So I just like, oh my God, whatever. So I work on it. So I took it apart and I said, okay, that's how it works. Figured it out. And then from there was a shop in El Monte. It was called it was S&B. Trying to remember the name, I forgot. But they used to build motors. So I went over there and I started getting parts from them. Like, hey, I want to go bigger. What do I take to do this? Or these cylinder heads, what do I do to make it go faster?
Was that SNS? So. SNS, I think.
Sorry?
SNS.
Maybe it was on Peck Road in El Monte.
Yeah, because I think that's where I bought my motor stuff.
Yeah, there were two dudes, whatever. They're badass, and so they helped me out. So I was still learning, and so I started figuring out. And then I built another motor, and I started racing. So I had one in my room, and then I had one in the bug. My mom would be like, "Why is that in the house?" Like, I go, "Mom, I don't know to steal it," Yeah. So, but that was cool. And then I did that, and then I got rid of that, and then I had a 57 oval with a rag. And I wish I would have kept that car, but it had some rot, whatever. But that was just because at that point, when I had that bug, I was already losing my license because I was only going to street races. And it was cool because we used to go to Temple City. It was called Burger Palace.
Yeah.
And I used to go hit up like V8s. And I don't know if you remember a guy, they lived in El Monte. I think it's called DeGarmo Street. It was like Miles.
Yeah, Mikey.
Well, Mike
Billings.
Mike Billings. Yeah, there you go. And
that's my buddy. He was on, actually, Mike Billings was on my second podcast.
Oh really? Oh yeah, that was dope.
Yeah.
He was cool because when I was in high school, it was funny. They used to call me steroids because I was like this little skin. I'm still skinny, but I was a little skinny kid, and they were all the cool kids because they lived on DeGarmo Street and they had cool cars and he had like V8s.
That's why I sang out.
Yeah, he was. I think it was the only white dude on the street that had
69
V8 because all the dudes were all Mexican dudes. They had dope ass disco trucks and
he had 69 Camaro.
Yeah,
it was 67.
Yeah, so I raced him and his friend one day. His friend had an El Camino, and we were at Hacienda Heights. It was like Herschel's. And I used to race a couple Mustangs. It was easy. So they're like, hey, what's up, steroids, whatever. And let's race your bug. So he just gave me the go. It's like, cool, first time I'm gonna race some big El Camino. And it was him and his friend inside the El Camino. So took off. I'm like, cool, I don't see him jamming. And then all of a sudden I see that El Camino just fly by me, dude. I was like, damn, oh well. All right, so yeah, I started doing that. And then that's when I started losing my license. I got caught, street racing, got a ticket. Then it's funny that I know it's called a 14-601, which is driving on a suspended license. And 14-601A is like a repeated, second offense. So I kept getting that, and then gauge and speed contest. So then now I did my first 10 days in jail because I was a repeated offender. I was on my second racing on a revoked license, or first time on a revoked license. Did 10 days in county, came out, still racing, and then I got a second one, and then my mom's like, why are you going to jail? Like, nobody goes to jail. Why are you going to jail? I go, Mom, it's just for street race. I'm just racing my car, I don't do anything, whatever. She knows I partied, whatever, but I'll tell you one thing, I never got a DUI in my life, and I never got busted with drugs, even though I've done drugs and party and stuff, but my only time I went to jail was always for racing, So then after the second time, then I was like, okay. So I got rid of the bug and I got a 57 oval, and I had, obviously my license is still revoked. So I drive it around and then I get caught on a revoked license and then go back again. And then I was like, no, forget it. Now we're in 1991. So I got rid of it. And this is where I always wonder where I would have been in life with Hondas, because I went to the dealership because I was like, no, I don't want to race no more. I have to reset. So I was looking at the dealership. I was at Nelson Honda in Alhambra on Main Street. And I looked at a 91 Honda Prelude. And I looked at a 91 Civic. And I was like, oh yeah, the Civic looks cool, but the Prelude looks dope. And what's shitty is, to this day, they still don't make shit for that car. You can do a K-swap, whatever you want to do to it now, anything. But there's nothing. It's a cool motor. It's a 2 liter. There's 2.1 liter SI. They're cool, but I had to make things myself. So I bought the Prelude. And then all of a sudden, cruising around, and then my license is obviously still revoked, and I don't know how I even got the car or whatever, but got it from the dealer, and drove it, and then I see these Asian kids, oh shit, it said, I saw one Civic said, and it was in San Gabriel, it said Spoon Sports, what the hell is a spoon? What the hell is this shit? So I was like, okay, it's cool. And then my friend Victor, Victor Leong, he had RPM magazine and stuff, so. Right about that time, let's see, that's when I had my Prelude. So I was working at Goodyear or Firestone at that time. And then he got me a job at a place called Cruising Motorsports in Arcadia. That was my first job of doing import stuff, whatever. So, because he worked there, he was in sales, and he was, hey, they need a mechanic. So that's when I left, I think it was Firestone, and I left that, went there, started doing nitrous kits right away. All these dudes in Hacienda and Arcadia want to do nitrous kits. Started doing that, fixing them up, and then still nothing for my Prelude. Then there's nothing. I'm fixing up cars and stuff. And so then we keep doing that. And then we go to street races. Victor's like, hey, I heard about these street races in the Valley. So him and I went to the Valley. And at that time we started a little crew. It was called Speed Racing. And we went, we couldn't find it. It was raining that night. We couldn't find it. And then eventually we went to a race. And I saw all these Hondas, Civic hatchbacks and CRXs are all clean. And it's like, now I know what I want to do. I want to I want to build something, right? So what got me super motivated was he found out there was a track in Gardena. There are a bunch of old racers out there. So we went, and I saw this CRX, I don't know what year it was, 88 to 91. And to this day, I jock him, whatever. His name's Archie. They're from a crew called Split Second Racing. Yeah. I'm homie with my friend James West. He worked at Daz. You probably know that guy too. And so he had a turbocharged CRX, and he was boosting it up and down the street. And I'm just amazed. I'm like, oh, I'm doing this. So he pulled over. He was, something was wrong with his car. So I walked up to the car, and he's like, what the fuck you doing? It's like, I just wanted to look at your car. He's like, get the fuck away from my car, Yeah. And I was like, what a dick. So I was like, no, fuck that. I'm going to learn this shit. I want to do what he does, So unfortunately, I didn't have too much money, and same thing. they didn't have anything for my Prelude, but a lot of my friends there, new friends I was meeting, they had 91 Integra, then 93, then 93, they had a GSR. So I'd help them fix their cars. I was working on them, and they had the money, so I would just do the things for them. They do nitrous kits or whatever. So I started learning it that way. And from there, we started going to street racing, checking out these other places. And then at that point, it was like three. It was my friend George, Jimmy Yang, George Shin, Jimmy Yang, our friend Dwayne, we call him Tater, and myself. And they wanted to start kind of a crew name or whatever. So I asked everybody trying to figure out a name. And my friend Jimmy Yang's like, hey, how about we call it like Wicked Racing? I'm like, oh, that's cool. That sounds dope. That's cool. So we were trying to figure out how to do the font. So I drew one up, and then it was an old design. So we had someone make a temporary one. And then what the logo that you see now is the one I drew is like the final one. So it was pretty cool. So we did that. And then after that, it was kind of cool. So we met, the next step was we met our friend, well, his name's Hung, but everybody has a nickname. It's funny. So George was Chimes. His brother was Fathead. I was, what was my name? Mine was Witchhead, because at that time I had hair.
Oh yeah.
And it was like a skullet at that time, it was just long straggly hair. So my nickname was Witchhead. So, what was it? So my friend Jimmy Chimes, whatever. So we got the stickers made, whatever. And then we were like, okay, let's go check out some other races. So we went to the track, and then, we met, how did it go? It was, I think from my friend Victor, we met my friend Monkey. Well, his name's Hung, but same thing, these nicknames. His name was Monkey. We went to go meet him. He had a 91 MR2. And at that time, there was a shop called Hans Motoring, and he built a pretty dope ass Hans Motoring body kit, and it was a turbocharged MR2. And he hung out with us, and he wanted to build it. So I started installing, he was buying HKS parts. So I installed these different controllers. It was like an EVC, an EGC, a GCC. There's all these different ones. There was like a vane pressure controller, an FCD, that fuel cut dispenser that would help electronically to help the car go faster, to boost more. So without building the motor. So his car was pretty fast. And then we started going around. Now we started going to a bunch of street races, and we were doing pretty good. And then our friend Monkey, he introduced us to our friend Vit in Santa Ana. We went to Santa Ana, and that's where we met our friend Vit. And he was Vietnamese guy, and he was down. He had 92, at that time he had a 92 Civic hatchback, down racer. So from that point, we started racing, and then he had more friends, and then they started building it. And then what was cool about Wicked was, at the time, we'd go to city, because there was no tech, there was no internet, there was nothing. Everybody had, if anything, people had pagers, and then a couple of our other friends had StarTacs when they were like illegal. There was like you could chip them or whatever. So they would call a friend that lived in the valley, or they had a friend that lived over there, and I know what it was. We'd be every like Thursday and Friday. We'd be at IC International Club right there on Rosemead Boulevard.
Yeah,
and they're all playing pool. My friends are playing pool, and that was like the spot to hang out. Then they get a phone call. Hey, there's a race going on in like Ontario, or there's a race going on in Gardena or Sylmar. So right from there, we call our other friends. We take off. We go out there, take off, go to the races, and then we go hit up other cars, and it was fun. And then that time, same thing. I get caught again, go to jail again. Now I'm doing 15 days, because remember, all this time my license has been revoked. I didn't get it back for like 9 years. I didn't have it for. And then same thing, I'll call my mom. It'd be like a Friday, which I hate it. I hated getting caught on Friday, because that's where I call her. You're going to let's say you're in Gardena. You go to Gardena police station, and you're stuck there till Monday. Yeah. So you go to court.
Yeah.
So you're stuck in the cell. So I call my mom, and I tell her, hey, Mom, I'm in jail again. And she's like, oh my God, and I go, don't worry, I'll be out. And then one time, because now I'm already on my going on my sixth time, county was packed, and then they sent me to Wayside. And I'm going, she's like, where are you going? Oh, they sent me to another jail up towards going to Sylmar, or not, way up that way. And she's like, what's wrong with you? And I go, look, Mom, it's just for cars, But that was cool. So finally, I don't know, remember when so at one point with my license, I know I'm scattered all over the place, but my friend Kevin Swampy will call me Scattles because that's what I do, whatever. So at one point, I have a letter at my house. It's cool. So they didn't want to give me back my license. It was like, so they said, driving's a privilege, that you're a repeated offender. And then it said on there, I'm a menace to society. And it's kind of funny how you're talking about like people doing these parking lot takeovers and they go burn a car and then they go loot the store over there,
Yeah.
So all I was street racing, but they said I was a menace for that because I was a repeated offender. So I had to go in front of like a meeting and I had to explain to them why should they, give me back my license. And it's like, I don't know. It was pretty funny. So they gave me back my license and hey, to this day, I'm good. I'm good. No problems, whatever. But yeah, but that was that stuff. But going back to like the Wicked stuff was cool because now Vit's getting fast. He's down to build his car. And so we would go to different places. And yeah, there was scuffles, because it was what was cool at that time. So a lot of my friends are Vietnamese. Yeah. And then every time we go see a different crew, they're Cambodian or they're Filipino. Or we go to Dodger Stadium to Stadium Way, and there's all these Mexican guys with rotaries. I mean, it was cool.
That's where my brother hung out, huh?
Sorry?
That's where my brother hung out with.
Yeah, it was dope, dude.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you a time with that one. But I like it because everybody was like, at that time, and I would say 92, 93, there's a lot of gangsters. When you're young and you're like Mark Keppel was a big place. All the Asians, that's where you figure out if you're going to Huaching or Hillside or ABC or wherever you're going to, or even with the Mexicans where you're gonna go to Lomas or Sangra or whatever. But it was cool because they all liked cars, and that's what I liked about it. They're all into cars, so they see their rivalry. Like, I want to kill you, but I'm not, because I just spent a lot of money on this car and I want to race you.
Yeah,
and we'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
So I think I'm pretty lucky at that time because there was a lot of scuffles. A lot of people want a rivalry gang was there. Like say we're at Dodger Stadium, the rivalry gang. My friend was from an Asian gang. There was from a Mexican gang from downtown LA, and they had a scuffle at one time, but we're all there, and it's like, oh man, like something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna die, because people are like branding guns, but it was kind of cool. It was just same thing. Everybody had a passion for cars, so they just we'll just deal with it later and go racing, But we got at that track, what was cool. So we're at Dodger Stadium and we have our friend's Civic. It was a 92, 95 Civic or a 94 Civic. GSR motor that was a, custom. I won't get too much detail how we got it, whatever. But yeah, GSR motor, we put nitrous on it and we had slicks. We had 14-inch slicks on it we had all the hubcaps on it, and we hit up some rotary guy and we asked him like, hey dude, like you wanna race? They're against what? Against this Honda. Like, oh yeah, I'll race this fucking front wheel drive shit. I don't. Back then it was dope because there was a lot of people that had ARCs. I wasn't big into rotary, so I know that now there's like ARCs 2, ARCs 3s, and ARCs 4s, and I know even Abel Ibarra was a big rotary guy, and he was probably racing there before me. But it was cool. We went and we raced this guy. Same thing, Stadium Way. Race him up the hill, and we beat him. It was like cool. Yeah, that's badass. And then we come back the next week, the next Thursday. And we go, hey, you want to race against what? Like, we asked all these other rotary dudes, you want to race? Like, nah, it's cool because you race like Jose or something, and you beat him. You're pretty fast. Like, no, just race for fun. We didn't like a lot of time we didn't even race for money. We just kind of race for fun. Just to chew it. Now people race for big money, but
yeah, I used to race. I never raced for free.
Yeah.
No, I raced for money, like a lot of money.
Yeah, dude, I'm sure about when we raced, dude. We raced one time like. We were in Ontario. It was funny. It was for $5. We raced for $5, and it was my homie Vit's car. And same thing. We ran the guy. We beat him, and it was just $5. I don't know why. So $5. So we ran him, and then I went to go pick up the money, and he's like, what's up? And I'm like, where's the money? And like, oh, I don't have no money. It's like, all right, whatever. Go back across the street. And my friend Vit was like, fuck that, whatever. So he's coming across the street, and he has a tissue box, and he has a hand in a tissue box or whatever. And everybody sees him coming, like, oh, dude, they're like, cool, man. Here's all the money, whatever. But yeah, occasionally we never raced for big money. It was just kind of we wanted to race for pride of like owning that area. Like when we went, like I said, we weren't the inventors of street racing or import racing. There was plenty of crews way before us. It was just that we were down to go race from like city to city.
We raced in the same places because I went to Van Nuys. I went to the west side. I went to the east side. I raced at Herschel's and I raced at
A lot of people don't know about Herschel's in Hacienda Heights. Like
Yes.
I could say that. And,
Railroad.
or yeah, and Railroad. Yeah, Railroad.
Yeah.
A lot of OG people that know Railroad. Yeah, that was a cool ass street to race on too. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to race at all those streets. Yeah. And I wouldn't race for nothing under $1,000.
No, that's great. And then maybe that's why you're cool and I'm not, because I race for fun. Even though we spend all this money.
My brother would do this.
Money,
my brother would do the same thing. He would go, you're pretty sure you hung with my brother. So you guys would go ride it here. And he goes, I mean, how much you guys race for? He's like, $20. But I'm like, what? Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, my gas was more than that.
Yeah. But we just raced, and it was that was our passion. We just, every day, the people come to my house, my mom's house, or I go to my friend Jimmy's house, and we're just working on the cars. Like, what can we do to make it faster? And it was funny at that time because there was no internet. So we were looking in the back of magazines, like Turbo Magazine. We're looking in the back of Turbo Magazine. We're looking at everything, any Super Street or whatever magazine that came out, but usually all these old V8s. And we look at, oh, cool. Back then, Hooker Headers was in Rosemead. So, we went to go hit them up, and they made fun of us because, you want headers for a Honda? Like, you're dumb. You're dumb. Why are you even doing a front wheel drive? And then that's where we met John, his dad on his Hot Shot Headers in Rosemead, south of Garvey, and they were down. Like, oh yeah, you want to make some headers? I can make you guys headers, whatever. So it was cool. That was right when that's when DC Headers, I think, was just starting too. We got headers from that guy, and it was badass. It was a lot of fun. And then let's see. Now Battle of the Imports. And since we're talking about BC earlier, like, I have a cool story with that one. So it was kind of like, well, that's a little later. Well, we could say that one right now. So I'm jumping all over, but so the first time that I was at Skunk 2, and we were driving the dry car, and it was funny because the car was running like 11, like low 11s, like 11.2, 11.3 or something when we were in Bakersfield. And then Jeff, our crew chief, Jeff Giovino, he's like, he made some changes to the ignition. He goes, look, dude, I'm going to change the launch rev limiter, but the RPM, the rev limiter is going to be higher. So they put tape on the shift light, on the attack, they put tape, and they're like, hey, when you see the line hit the tape, just shift, whatever. It's like, okay. So we ran, and first, second, third, fourth, and boom, we hit like a 1090 or something. And I was like, oh, dope, congrats, we're like badass. And then Jeff came back, we brought the car back, and then Jeff's checking the data, and he's like, hey, dude, where'd you shift at? And I go, yeah, I told you I shifted right there. And he's like, we're shifting like 10.5, like 10.5 shift, 10.5, whatever. So I was over shifting the motor, but hey, it worked. And that was like a Friday night. And then, so he spent the night. And then on the way back, we're driving back from Bakersfield, and Sean Hillier was like, hey, dude, like, Valley Imports is at Fontana. They had a track, that's when the drag ship wasn't even there. They had they're using the parking lot in the front. And like, hey, there's an event today, we can run because BC's the fastest. And he runs like 11 O's. He's like right there, 11 O's, 10s. And we're like, cool. Like, we asked my boss, and he said, cool, we're good. So we went to the event, we ran, and same thing. BC and I are in the finals, and he knows me. I like to taunt people before the race. Say, hey, you gonna race? Ready? You ready? He's like, oh man, yeah, we're ready. He's all proper. I like him because he's a nice guy. So and all his crew is the same thing. They're all genuine. So we lined up. We're at the finals, lined up, and I beat. It was like 11-1 to like a 10-9 or something like that. And I was like, it was pretty cool. But that was a cool moment right there. That's when we first ran 10s, but then. Going backwards now with Wicked, it was cool. So we were going to battle, and Vit at that time, Vit had a turbo Civic. I was driving my turbo Civic, and we knew a bunch of other guys came from up north that joined our crew because they were all down. So anybody who was pretty much down to race and really spend money on their car to really go fast, you had to kind of qualify. And then, back that time you kind of hung out with us, so you kind of, you get jumped in, I guess. But yeah, we did that. And then when we run battle, there'd be like it was a quick 8. And then battle started before us. Like I said, we were late bloomers. Battle pre-started. There was a lot of people already running the event. And then when we showed up, there was like probably 4 of us. And then the next event went to, there was like 12 of us, and all of us were turbocharged. So we actually got to run the quick 8 class, and we were pretty much filling up the quick 8 class. So then they had to turn into a quick 16 because it was all Wicked cars.
Yeah.
You know, and then the Quick 16 started up, and then we started filling up part of that, you know. So we were all pretty fast, you know. It was pretty cool.
And you were the king. You were a doctor.
I just helped. I like to help everybody work on their car. Like at that time, same thing. Okay. So we're going back in 91, my car got stolen. I was at IC. We were playing pool and my Prelude got stolen. So that goes in my car. So now I have no car again, you know. So from that time working at Cruising Motorsports and then working at Pit Crew Motorsports was an awesome place. Cause that one, same thing. That place was like, every day was an adventure. Cause same thing, people go there. They were different, like gangs would go there and they want to buy cars. They see rivalries there and like, what are you doing to your car? What are you doing to your car? You know, and there was always accidents in front of Pit Crew because people like, there was crowds of people and all these cars, people would be looking, and then down the street was Daz Motorsports.
Yeah.
That was like a crazy car street.
Yeah.
And people would hit each other by accident because they're staring at other cars, you know?
I think the best part about Pit Crew is they had a Wiener Schnitzel in the parking lot.
That what? The Wiener Schnitzel? Oh yeah, dude. Wiener dude. Well, the guy, I forgot his name. John. I think his name was John, the Korean guy. He was awesome. We call him Wiener dude, whatever. And he would get pissed because everybody would park in his parking lot.
Yeah.
And he'd come over. Hey, everybody's parking in my car. So everybody, Norman, when you know, the guy who owned Pit Crew, he'd tell everybody, go next door, go buy food. So everybody buy Wiener dude food. So at least you pay for it. You're cool. And that was the spot, you know. And people always tell me, yeah, I remember. I go there, eat Wiener dude, get the shits, and then watch you work on people's cars because a lot of people wanted to go like nitrous or they wanted to build their motor, you know. So we did all that at Pit Crew, you know, and that was cool. And then from there, I was at Autolink. I worked with Kitty and Clay at Autolink, and same thing. People were just always down. I loved it. Anybody who wanted to do something different, I was down. That's why I kind of got the nickname, you know. Well, actually, how I really got the name Dr. Charles, I was at Goodyear and I was working on cars and they asked me like, hey, you know, what do you want your name? And I was like, well, duh, Charles, whatever. And I was like thinking about it and I was like, wait a minute, you know, like, hey, I'm kind of like a doctor, you know, like I can fix broken things and I can bring things back to life. You know, it's like, fuck that. I'll go, I'm a Dr. Charles. Like, really? Like, really? You're like some cocky dude? And I was like, no, dude, Dr. Charles, man. Hey, I work on stuff. So when I got it, a lot of people were making fun of me. Like, oh, here comes Dr. Charles. Watch out. You know, and it was weird. I mean, like I said, I'm not tall or anything, but I was a little short kid for a long time, dude. I was short. So I was like this little dude always everywhere, you know? And yeah, I started working on that and then working on Hondas and doing stuff going forward that's why the name just stuck with me because anybody who broken down, I mean, since I worked on Hondas so much, it's kind of repetitive. So if someone had a problem, I can listen to it. Oh, I know what the problem is. It's this. Or you're wiring. Oh, you have a check engine light. Oh, your VTEC's not working. Okay, I know that pin. Or oil pressure setting unit. Okay, that was cool. You know, I start doing that, you know. So did that forever. So that's why I still like it, you know, even though to this day, Hondas for life, they're awesome. You know, the technology is getting more advanced on them. You know, they're all direct injection now, more computerized, a little more advanced, whatever, but it doesn't matter. I'll still work on them.
Just put a big turbo.
Yeah, just put a bigger turbo, you know.
Yeah, that's what everybody does. Every car, like now at the time attacks, dude, huge turbos on.
Oh yeah, how did that go? My friend Harves, he's a pretty good tuner. He has Harves Performance in Whittier. He was telling me that he was back in the days. Everybody was going fast. Everybody's like 10 seconds, whatever. But the next level to go faster, everybody was limited, was their turbocharger. And he was telling me, I mean, I don't know if this was, can't quote me on it, but these guys know the industry, they're in it. So he was telling me the first person to go big turbo was this guy, Chris Rado. He could afford to like rent a big turbo, a GT turbocharger from somebody. And he went fast. And then I guess HKS was they had the patent on it. And then after that, the patent went out and now everybody can get it. And that's why everybody went immediately faster. But now turbo technology is different. It's more advanced. I mean, it's out of my range. Don't know too much about it now, you know, but.
Yeah, I used to get Chris and Papadakis. Both of them mixed up. I used to get them mixed up.
Chris Rado and Stefan Papadakis?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah,
When we're at the races, I see him, I'm like, and I couldn't. They were totally different.
Yeah.
But because they both had a lot of money.
Yeah, well, you see Steph because Steph does drifting now, you know.
No.
But
I see.
I have a cool ass story with Steph. It's awesome. So we were at that time, you know, he had a turbo Civic. He had a 90s, I think a 90s Civic hatchback, a black hatchback, Prelude swap, turbocharger. He was already probably at that time, probably mid-low 11s. So we were like, hey, let's go to street races, you know, take your car to street races. So we went back to, I told him this place, Burger Palace.
Yeah.
Those V8 guys. So he went, and it was cool. So we took the car off the trailer and we drove it. Like we parked the trailer down the street, you know, we drove up. We parked it. And all these V8 dudes are there and they're looking at the car. And we hit up this dude in El Camino. And I know this guy, if he sees this video, he was pretty fucking fast. All I know is he was fast. So we saw this guy in El Camino. We hit him up. And we're like, hey, do you want to race? And they're like, well, guess what? Guess this fucking front wheel drive piece of shit, whatever, you know, making fun of it. We're like, yeah, dude, like, yeah. So we went to Mansville. Went to Compton, went to Mansville. The street was too many people were out there. So we went to Santa Fe down the street. And we rode along the railroad tracks and we set it up, got the car ready, set it up, and boom, that El Camino was gone, dude. Pulls the wheels, you know, it's all twisting. It's dope. And Steph's, you know, peeling out a little bit. And all the V8 guys are like, yeah, what's up, fucking Honda? And he's gone. The El Camino's going. And then going down the track, it's like, oh shit, like Steph's getting pretty fast, you know? He's like, dude, wait a minute. It looks like he beat him. You know, you see him? He's like, dude, he looked like he beat him. So come back. And it was packed that night because it was like, oh my God, import's going to race a domestic guy.
Yeah.
You know, who knows if someone did it before, don't even know, but this is our moment, you know?
Yeah.
So the El Camino comes back first. I'm like, what's up, bro? And they're like, the guy's like, no way. You know, it's like, oh yeah, we won, right? So we're like, yeah, fuck your fucking V8, fucking pussy, whatever, you know? So the cops are coming. And I forgot how much, that was a big money race. Yeah, I don't know if it was how much it was, whatever. So we're like, where's the money, whatever? And the cops are coming and everybody's running. And we surrounded his car. And one of our friends brought a bat. And he's like, we got to go. He's like, no, you ain't fucking leaving nowhere. Like, where's the fucking money? You know? He's like, hey, my friend has it. Well, fuck it. You ain't moving. So he had to wait. And the cops came. Like, oh, we told him like something's wrong with his car or whatever, you know? So whatever. And then the guy came back, paid us. And then that was funny because I know all his friends gave him shit.
Yeah.
They had to. Like, dude, you lost to a fucking Honda. Like, how dare you?
Yeah.
You know? And I think he hit us up because he's fast. We saw him one day, like months later. He raced at Pomona Street Legal Drags, and he was like 1080s, whatever. He was fast, and I know he wanted to run us again, but we're like, oh, you're cool, bro. Like, you're fast. And Steph was already building a new car, you know, so whatever. But that was one of our big moments where we actually raced a V8 guy, and we beat him. You know, it was cool. You know, there was other times also. We had a nitrous Civic coupe. It was my friend Tintin's from up north, and I had it at my house, and it was a GSR full nitrous car. And we would go to Frisco's in Downey.
Yeah, Frisco's.
And that was funny because we would go there. Same thing. All these dudes are Camaros and stuff. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. V8s, there's a lot of V8s that are faster. It's like those prep king dudes. They're like 8-second street cars or 7-second street cars. Yeah, they could smoke us, no problem, whatever. But at that time, whatever. So we went and same thing. We hit up somebody and we ran some dude with a Mustang. He's like, yeah, I'll run your shit, whatever. Mm-hmm. We ran him down the street. We beat him. And then go back next week. No one wants to race. And I know there has to be faster cars. Yeah. But we go, what do you want to race? Like, what do you got? That Civic. And they're like, and it looks like a stock Civic. Yeah. You know? And they're like, nah, it's cool. I'm like, come on, dude, let's run. Like, for free. Nah, it's cool. You know?
So back then, do you have two-step?
On that, no, there's no two-step. We just fucking rev the motor old school, like rev it, rah, 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 and fucking launch it, whatever, you know. Two-step was still, we didn't figure that out yet. We weren't that of it. We were just down the race. We weren't that techie yet. But but that was dope with Steph. That was a big moment with us, was that. So it was pretty dope. And then there was another time, it was a friend's car, totally separate car. We were at Compton, around Mansville. And our friend said, hey, you got to come down. My friend has a turbo Prelude, and we're going to race. It was, what was those guys? They had a paving company. They're some Jewish guys. I forgot their name. They had like a pro stock. They had like pretty much a pro stock car. It was dope. And they did like paving. I can't remember their name right now. So they gave us half track. They go, we'll give you half track. And it was like, I think it was like a grand. It wasn't even big money. It was like a grand, I think. And so everybody was calling people like, hey, you got to come see this race. So we went. And yeah, dude, straight out, we had the Prelude and we went half track. He gave us, I don't know, it was like 35 cars or something. And it's like, so we were like, oh, let's wait at the end of the track. Because when they pulled, they didn't show the car. And so when they took it out, we're like, oh, we're going to the end of the track. Because we already know that this thing's going to either crash or it's going to be fast as fuck, you know? So we all went to another track and he gave my friend the go. So my friend's like, bah, 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 and he takes off and then you just hear, wow. Like, dude, it was like awesome, dude. He went, he beat my friend, passed us, turned around, punched it back, put in the trailer, and they were gone. Like instantly. And we were like, what just happened? Like we stood, I think we were there for another like 2 or 3 hours just questioning, like, that was the most coolest thing in the world. Like that shit was awesome. We saw like, we just paid to see some like funny car go down this track and down the street and come right back, you know? Yeah, that was badass. They beat us, but that was worth it. Yeah, that was
we had we used to go racing. Like I used to race dirt my street bike against all kinds of.
Yeah, dude. I wish. I know. I think the last time I rode a bike was an '88. Man, I rode one now and then after that, but ever since the helmet law came in, I was like, I don't want to wear a helmet.
Yeah, we used to. Yeah, we used to race. I used to race.
Yeah, you used to do stun. You and Eric used to do wheelies and I jocked you guys, dude. You guys are fucking awesome, man. Yeah. You guys had cool shit. Then you used to go to GMR before anybody probably knew what GMR was back in those days with your bike and Scirocco.
Yeah,
both of them.
Yeah, bike Scirocco. We used to fly my Scirocco. I used to fly in that thing. That thing was stupid.
Yeah,
I think now I was really dumb.
But look, you're still here, bro. Like we're still here.
Yeah.
You know, like everything still works.
Yeah, I put everything. Like I put sway bars, and that was so much stuff on that Scirocco. It was so stiff.
Yeah, that's cool. That's before I even knew anything yet. Yeah, you were done before me.
No, I was still there. 90s.
I'm just saying you did it all that before me. I was still like figuring it out.
Yeah, we were still street racing. It got different because that's when nobody wanted to really race for money.
Yeah, at one point it changed. I mean, there were side races that people race for money. I mean, who knows? But yeah, I know when we raced with our friends, when it came later, it was just for fun. Yeah. It's like, because you try to negotiate, it didn't turn out right. There was a time that we betted money in Silmar, and that's, well, I'll tell you, there's another story, many of them, but so somebody was going to race us and they had nitrous. So we pulled the trunk and my friend ripped the bottle out and we literally flipped the guy's car over and on San Fernando Road, it was underneath the bridge and it was stuck upside down. So, and it's funny because at that time, no one really ran or there was no video cameras or nothing, thank God. But yeah, we were street racing and the guy was sitting there like, and his car's upside down and like, he didn't know what to do. He's like, help. Like somebody helped me, no one helped him, whatever. Like you got caught cheating from Wicked, you know, they fucking flipped your car, you know. But there was a saying going to that one. Another big time was we were racing when Wicked was getting, we were pretty fast, you know, and we were getting a little cocky. There was a shop called JG Engine Dynamics, and this guy Miles Batista was one of his workers, and they had some fast car. They had a fast Civic. So we hit him up like, hey, we had a nitrous car. Like, hey, you want to race? So we met up at Spike's Teriyaki Bowl back in Rosemead or San Gabriel.
Yeah.
So we met up there. We're discussing a race. And then the cops come. Bunch of cops comes from San Gabriel, PD. And then there was like Asian Task Force comes. And we're like, what the fuck? And they're like, okay, you guys, like, what's going on? Like, oh, we're talking about a street race. And I'm like, what? And like, yeah, because it was all a bunch of Asian dudes, you know, except probably me and my friend Aaron, and we were probably only 2 white dudes, whatever. And so then they're like, oh, we're talking about street races. Like, oh yeah, get the fuck out of here, you know. So we left, and then went to Hacienda Heights, and there was a shop out there called Robocar. And that was a big shop in Hacienda Heights. They did customizing, you know, they had stereos, like everything, you know. So we're in their parking lot, chit-chatting, nothing's going down. And then my friend Aaron it was Miles. It was me and Miles. We were discussing it. Nothing was going down. And then my friend Aaron cuts in front and starts telling Miles, like, hey, you guys are a bunch of fucking hot dog eaters, you know, fucking, you gonna race or what? So same thing, Miles and them, same thing. It was getting edgy. So their homies, you know, had stuff, and all our friends always carried stuff. So something was about to happen. You know, it's kind of crazy, you know, it was getting pretty crazy. And then all of a sudden my friend Vit cuts in, like jumps in front of Aaron, and goes in front of Miles and it's like, you tell him, Miles, you motherfucker, like if you in San Jose, San Francisco, Santa Ana, like it goes, if I see you there, I flip your car, whatever. And it was funny because everybody laughed, you know, but it changed everybody's like that tension. It changed, you know, everybody was like all like laughing and, you know, so I think, you know, there's a lot of times that things could have went bad and may not would have been here this day, but that day was pretty crazy and nothing happened, you know. From there, it just calmed the tension calmed, and then everything was cool. And then we never got the race, so who knows? You know, who knows who would have won that? But yeah, there was a lot of times like that, trying to discuss a race. That's why we kind of race for fun because when it came to money, someone would get cocky, like your friend would get cocky, and then my friend would get cocky, and then
like you know? when I raced, I had my buddy JR. He like did the races. He set everything up, and I would race. I was
perfect.
in it. And he would talk and like, what do you guys want? And then he would set us out or set them out or whatever we did, head up. Money would go. They put the money together. So JR would hold money. That guy would hold money. And when race is over, here you go.
Yeah,
like
see, well organized. We were just we were winging it the whole time. Just whatever happened, I'm telling you, it was. Let's see, Wednesdays were like Beach and Imperial, and then Thursdays were like Dodger Stadium, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday was, dude, it could be all three. It was Silmar, Gardena, the Ontario, or you can go to what is it? You can go to you go to Compton.
What was Del Amo?
Yeah, there was dude. There were so many plations, you know, and but it was cool because we'd go to Ontario, and then same thing at that time. My friends would have their StarTac, whatever, and they call their friend's house that lived in, you know, like say the valley, and they're like, oh yeah, dude, I can hear the street races out there. So we fucking drive from Ontario, go straight to the valley, you know, and then from there, like, oh, someone's in Gardena, so we fucking drive to Gardena, you know, and then after that, now it's like probably 1, 2 in the morning, and then we go to Denny's. And at that time, Denny's, you could smoke in Denny's. So all my friends smoke. So you go in the back of Denny's, and it's like the front of Denny's was dead. Just like maybe 1 or 2 little old people in there.
Which
but
one?
you go in the back, it's fucking packed with people. You know, they're all smoking and talking.
What Denny's?
We used to go to, the end of the day, we go to Rosemead.
That's where
yeah. The end of the day, that one, or the one off of the...
I go to Baldwin.
Baldwin, yeah.
That's where
the other side of the freeway.
Yeah, we go to Baldwin.
But the coolest one is not there no more was the one on Rosemead Boulevard because the back was big. And you go back there and you see someone from like, I was from Rosemead High School. So you see someone from Rosemead. Hey, what's up? What are you doing here? Oh, I just came from a party. Those guys are, they're all drunk and everybody's smoking and all that. And yeah. And all of a sudden it's like 3 in the morning. It's like, all right, time to go. Yeah. And then the next day would start a new day. You know, it was interesting. Like every day was an adventure. Like someone heard about someone racing or there was going to be like a fight somewhere. Like, oh, this guy was talking shit about our crew, and then we go, and then it was kind of cool because let's say if there was a scuffle between somebody, we go, those two would just fight real quick, they'd scrap, cool, and then everybody go back to racing. You know, all right, it's cool. Once someone fell, it was cool, whatever. But there was, I don't know, there was a lot of times there was gun drawn, man, and it was like, oh man, like I'm right there in the face. I'm usually my friend's like, Charlie, go talk to him, you know, go talk. So I talk, and all of a sudden shit going down. There's a gun going that way, pointing at my friend, and it's like right here. And my friend's like, hey Charles, you better tell him to fucking put your shit away. And I was like, come on, dude, we're just here to race, you know, like this and that. And they're like, yeah, I'll get you, man, I'll get you, you know, do the thing, whatever. And then they put it away, but we go race, man, and that's we're at that right time. It was just calming down, and everybody just loved cars, man. It was wild. It was a wild west, pretty much.
You guys were, not me.
Well, yours were organized.
Ours was nice.
Ours was organized chaos with
Yeah, if you would have came to ours, you'd have been like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah. And then what was cool also was when Wicked was going, we're good.
I think I know what it is. We were racing in the 9s. So the money was more.
Yeah.
That was bigger money.
Yeah.
That's what it is. The 9s, like all the cars that I raced or motorcycles were trailered.
Yeah, they're all
so everybody that I raced was trailered, and I would ride my bike to everywhere.
Dope.
And it was, my bike was my fastest was a 970.
Yeah. See, well, I never seen really any bike races. I seen a bike race some car, but whatever. But yeah, see, you guys are good. You're organized. We were just scattered.
All trailer
chaos.
cars. Every car that I raced was on trailer. It'd come out, like when I take off, the wheels would be like this high. I'm like,
dope.
Like they were crazy fast.
Yeah, that's dope.
And then motorcycles, everything.
I loved going to races. Like every day was dope. But like I said, every day was an adventure, you know. And then other people, same thing. Unfortunately, through racing, since all these gangs and stuff like that, we had a couple of friends that passed away from it. Same thing. Wrong place, the wrong time. Never violent accidents, anything. That was cool, but just same thing. Rivalry gang was there, and some unfinished business. But unfortunately, but majority of all my other friends, they're good. Everybody's safe and alive. A lot of them are going back to racing again now because they see right now the fastest cars right now are in the East Coast. They're all mid 8s, 7s, and it's cool. So there's a event that's on the East Coast. It's at Maryland, right? It's a Maryland World Cup. Yeah, well, there's Maryland World Cup, that one. Yeah, so that one's pretty badass. So we were looking at the entry form, and just to race that event, you have to be $7.99 and faster. I like that. I said, we haven't drove a race car for a while. I'm just looking at it like, God damn, that's fast, dude. And I watch YouTube videos, and watch these guys race World Cup, and it's like, dude, they're fucking fast.
How fast were you at NHRA?
Well, it was cool when I drove. See, that's another time. Okay, so we knew each other when we were younger, and then there was a point that they was doing their own thing, and the next time I met up with you was I was racing with Bergenholtz Racing.
Yeah,
and I was really fortunate. They had the Mazda. They were building a Mazda. They had their CRX, and they asked me if I wanted to drive, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'll drive that fucking car." I love, like I said, I drove a lot of people's cars. I was like the test driver, but that car was already a well dialed in car. It was easy 9-8 second car already. So we went to. It was cool. I think I don't know where we were at on the East Coast or somewhere in the United States. And that's when I saw you again because you're driving for them for Dub Magazine at the time, and it was cool because the tow vehicle was Shaquille O'Neal's Escalade.
I drove that.
Yeah, that thing was sick. I was being towed with Escalade.
Did we do the Escalade or do we do the Lambo?
Well, all I know is I know what Ed's car was. Something towed Ed's car, the Mazda. But I know that thing was towing. That was cool. That was my tow vehicle, or whatever. And I thought it was cool. Like, oh damn, that's Shaquille O'Neal's
Escalade.
Cool, man. I had the Superman billet steering wheel, or whatever, and I thought it was pretty badass, whatever. But
I think we did he'd had the Lambo.
Yeah,
pulling his.
That was sick. But that was another cool moment. Was we ran? It was I was racing with the Bergenholtz, and Ed and I we had a lineup together, and I was like, damn. Everybody's like telling me, hey man, you're running against Ed. What are you gonna do? That's his old car. What do you do if you're gonna beat him or something? I don't know. Like, just run. So Ed came up to me and said, hey bro, like, just go balls out, man. Don't slow down. Don't do nothing. I was like, okay. It was cool. I mean, I'm still learning his car, and their car's well dialed in. So we went head up and we ran, and he's next to me. We're neck to neck. And then on top end, it slowly started going faster. I'm like, no way. Like, I'm beating Ed, like, oh shit. I was like, kind of, wow, starstruck. Like, whoa, no way, And then I won, and that was the fastest at the time I've been. I think I was 8. It was 876.
I was your pit crew.
I went. That was the fastest.
I was your pit crew. Me and my brother were your pit crew.
Yeah.
And then you blew the motor.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. Remember? So when you.
I don't remember.
So when you raced that one, this how it happened. We raced. It was us against Bergenholtz because he couldn't do both cars.
Oh, okay.
So then me and Arden jumped in and we were the pit crew for you, and then we beat him, and the motor blew.
Oh,
so we changed the whole bottom end.
Right. I know we did something.
So we were out, and that's like it was on on TV. So ESPN was there, and we were trying we changed the whole motor. And then as we're going up, I was filling up we're coast like.
I think the next round I had run Nelson Hoyles, whatever. GM cars.
No, we ran what's the name? We ran Aura.
Aura.
So we were the finals. So it was us in the finals, and then Aura was there, and as we're getting towed, I was on top of the car and I'm like filling it up with that. I'm filling up antifreeze and oil.
Good old days.
Like, to make sure, because we only had 45 minutes to rebuild it.
Between rounds,
We got it back, and so we haven't started up. And then him and Ron are going like, we're not going to start it till we get ready. So we're waiting, and we did start it, and it was just there. Then he did a burnout. We're like, fuck it. And he starts it up, and he did a burnout. That's it. We're good. And then you left on him. Like you left on Aura, and then Aura went.
Oh yeah, that was GM. That was a GM car. Yeah,
that car was so fast,
dude. That was. I remember. All you had to do was. I remember Nathan was tuning it, and he told me like, "Hey, dude, they're putting like 50 pounds of boost." Remember, 50 pounds of boost is nothing compared to what they boost now. But he was like, dude, we're going to put 50 like at third gear. So get ready. So I remember first, second, third, and all of a sudden it started going crazy. And then that car, I just saw that car flew by me,
Yeah,
dude.
yes.
It just went, yeah, I'm like, no problem. And I was like, damn, that car's fast.
Because you beat Lisa,
Yeah.
and then you beat Ed, and then we went against Ara.
Yeah. That was so, because that was GM. That was like unlimited budget.
Yeah, they had a big, huge, their trailer was sick.
Yeah. They had their goal was, it was awesome. Their goal was just to come out, front wheel drive to beat imports. And then that's it.
Yes.
We knew we can do it.
Yeah.
Put it away. Yeah. That was awesome.
Like Steph had a really
That's
nice
great.
trailer.
You remembered all that.
Steph had a really nice trailer. And then even Rado had a really nice trailer. They had both had semis.
Yeah.
And then you used the dub semi.
Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah, and then and Lisa had a semi. Her Hyundai. Hyundai?
Yeah. Hyundai,
Yeah, she had a semi.
Yeah,
And we were the lowest budget.
Yeah, but hey, it's cool, man. I got to drive. All I know is I got to drive the Bergenholtz CRX because that car's dope. I always tell them, hey, man, it'd be cool if you could bring one of those cars out because everybody's fast, you know. And people always talk about like us. I mean, I'm 55, and other people are a little younger than me. Whatever. I think I'm kind of the oldest one in my little area. Whatever. But everybody talks about, oh yeah, if we come out, you know, bring a car, we'll come out and we'll smoke people. I'm like, hey, dude, like. People are fast now. You better walk the walk before you do that, you know, because a lot of people are fast. Because like the fastest I've seen is there's a rear-wheel drive K, like a full chassis car, and it's like a 5-second car, I think, whatever. I don't know, but I keep watching videos on the East Coast, all the East Coast cars, and they're so fast. They're awesome. Like 100 pounds of boost, like all-wheel drive. It's amazing.
You know who was a big loser of all that whole import thing was RX-7 guy.
Abel.
His poor car. His car was so fast. He would work, and every time he'd blow up. And I think he was one of the reasons why they cut the imports from the HRA. Because remember, he kept dropping oil.
Imports are known for that. Nowadays, if you watch all these events, Honda's brake, axle, brake. We were just at IFO, and dude, it would be like a pass, brake. Two passes go by, brake, and it's like, dude, like it was slow.
That's why all the drivers were, because all the drivers were like, they were happy. Like all the drivers came up to us and they were talking to you guys about like, because imports and you get that front wheel drive and.
You guys driving front wheel drive?
Yeah, yes, I was.
It's funny, but okay. Yeah, that's a new generation.
But they were only doing what they were doing 5s, 6s.
Yeah.
Now they're doing 4s, 3s.
Dude, it's insane. Yeah, it's insane now. It's just technology now and what people are doing now and tuning technology and fabrication work and pistons and cams. And like I said, I just do my work. I like fabbing. What I do is help build all these new parts for R&D, but just going out there and looking at the real world, going to the track now and watching people race is it's amazing, man. People are fast. They're figuring out their cars and they're really good at what they're doing. And yeah, they may not look like a car show, but none of my cars were. They just, you want to go fast. You just build it, you know, just who cares about what it looks like?
Yeah, we do. When we do all the time attacks, the cars are like, there's guys out there like building and doing stuff. And like we have one of the guys has a Lexus, big body. This year he took all kinds of weight off of it. Yeah. And we have a 300Z that goes on it. And
dope ass car. Dude, there's so many cars that are show car quality and fast. Dude, they're dope. I mean, I don't know where to get their money from. Give them much props, but damn, some of them look great.
They did it right.
Yeah.
Somehow they did it right. We just didn't.
Sorry to cut you off, but we have to go pick up my uncle.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right. Well, let me.
Down the street until we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's sick.
Okay.
So yeah, let me go. Let me talk about one more thing. Whatever. So one thing now, since I've been doing this little podcast, besides your podcast, I was doing this little Instagram, this Wicked Street Racing. I'm just talking about the history about Wicked, like we're talking about now, like how we evolved,
Yeah.
And so everybody was cool. So now my friend Vit, he actually got motivated, and he actually wants to build another race car. So he's building another race car. So Wicked's going to be coming out this year. We'll see. It should be out, whatever. And so prior, there's my friend Jerry built.
Yeah.
He takes care of the Wicked for now. He has a turbo car. There's Blue. That's an 850 car. Jerry has his all motor cars or 10-second cars, whatever. And he handles that side pretty good of Wicked. He's all LA bound, from downtown LA, Arlington area. And he does well. So Vit's coming out with his car. So he's going to be representing his area. and we'll see what happens this year. You
What are
know,
you building?
it's going to be a all-wheel drive Civic EG. So I'm not getting crazy. I'm not going to say we're going to be fast. They're coming out. Old guys are coming out with a race car again. We'll see how far we can get into and how much trouble we can get into. We'll see, but
Okay.
we'll see. Maybe we'll talk later when this car's out, and
Yeah, for sure.
we'll see what's
I'll
up.
come I'll come to you and we'll do it.
Yeah, no
Your place.
problem. It'll be amazing to see what it does. So we'll see.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool, man.
All right, everybody. That was Dr. Charles. He came out and did it.
Yo,
Charles, tell them where you can where they can find you, or
yeah.
if you want to be found.
Yeah, if you want, you can go to on my Instagram. It's called Wicked Street Racing. Check it out. If I have some T-shirts, you guys want to buy some T-shirts, wickedstreetracing.net. Yeah, but yeah, I'm not good at that stuff. But yeah, come check it out. If you see me at the track, hit me up, man. I'd love to help out. Do whatever.
We'll say that we'll leave it in the link below, and then you guys can come and check it out and buy some merch from him. He needs it.
Yep, for sure.
He needs to build a car. They're
I
expensive.
need to build a car.
They're
Yes.
expensive. All right.
Yes.
So thanks a lot.
No problem, brother.
Come check us out on all the media or on all channels.
Yeah, come check them out too. 24 Slayton.
Yeah.
the wheelie guy.
Everywhere they have it, we're there. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Cool. Thanks, guys.